Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Dear students, I, Dr. Shivang Patel, Associate Professor, School of Computer Science from Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, welcome you all in the Chaitanya studio of Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. In the lecture series of Python programming, in the last session, we have discussed basically what is Python programming, various features of Python like simple, easy to learn, interpreted, extensible, open source, and some advanced features we have also discussed in the previous session. We have also discussed how to execute Python program or what is the process to execute the Python program. So as you already aware, Python is high level programming language. So if you want to execute that code, first of all, you have to compile, you have to interpret that code. So that process contains basically two steps. First of all, you are having Python source code, that is your .py file or some of the commands. Then after that code that you can compile with the help of Python compiler, and you will get one intermediate code that is called bytecode, right? Now this bytecode that can be converted into specific machine code with the help of Python virtual machine. Inside that interpreter will be there. So based on that, it will be converted into the machine code. So this way, whole program that will converted from source code into the machine code, right? Now we have also discussed, if you specifically want to generate compilation file or bytecode, in that case, you have to use one specific module called PyCompile module, and you have to use in the command line M, that is the option to use that particular module. If you are using that option as well as the PyCompile module, in that case, you can create that particular compilation file, that is extension with .pyc. Then after you can execute with the help of Python command that particular compilation file into the machine code, or you can say that your execution of the binary code, right? So this thing that we have already discussed. Now in today's session, we are continuing with how to execute Python command, in which IDE, which editor we can use to execute or we can write that particular Python program. So we will see few of the editors in today's session. We can also discuss particular applications or some of the applications of Python programming in which that can be used. Then after we will see our first Python program by setting up Python environment, right? So now we will discuss which are the IDEs, or you can say that the Python IDEs that can be used to write some Python code. So first of all, ideally, that is integrated development and learning environment. That is the inbuilt IDE for Python. So whenever you are installing Python, this IDE that is available with you, this is the Python interpreter shell, and it is interactive. Suppose you want to execute few of the commands, then you can directly execute with the interaction. If you want to create some more complex commands or more complex program, in that case you have to create a file that is called Python file, and then after you can execute. Then after you can use PyCharm, that is the specific IDE available, some more advanced command, some more advanced program that you are dealing with some machine learning or artificial intelligence code or natural language processing. So all such projects or application you can create with some advanced IDE features, that is called PyCharm. So community version is also available. It can be available freely, and some professional versions are also there. For that you have to pay some money, right? Then after Jupyter, it is very common platform by which you can create your Python program. You can create standalone application, you can create also web application with the help of these IDEs. Then after very popular, that is Visual Studio Code, you can also create your Python program in this VS Code environment. Then after Thony, this is one of the simplest editor in which you can write your Python program, and on the same screen you will get the output by using the compilation and then after interpretation, then after Spider, Vim. If you are using the environment Unix or Linux, in that case you are using this editor to execute the Python code or to create a Python program, right? So these are the different IDs by which you can create the Python program. Then after we will see some of the applications of Python. So web development, you can create multiple web applications with tkinter as well as some different modules or different interfaces. With the help of that you can create web applications also. Then after game development, scientific and numerical computations, artificial intelligence and machine learning environment, some of the advanced project related with data science, data analysis, data visualization, recommendation system, semantic analysis. So all those projects require some additional modules or some libraries. As we have already discussed in previous sessions, Python has a very rich set of libraries. So you can just simply import those libraries and you can create whatever the project according to your requirement. Then after model building, some of the models you want to create. So based on that, you can create that particular model in Python programming. You can train that model and you can execute in different environment. In natural language processing, so you can also use Python programming in NLP, natural language processing. So basically you want to convert between multiple languages or among multiple languages. In that case you can create the project with the help of Python and NLP. Then after desktop GUI, you can create the application of desktop, Windows based application, business applications, console based application, that is totally character user interface, web scraping. All these are the image processing. All these are the some basic applications that you can create with the help of Python, right? Many more applications are there. So this can be possible with the help of different libraries, different frozen libraries available with the Python, right? Now we will see how to install Python for Windows environment. Then after we will see how to setting up the environment, and then we will execute our first Python program. So if you want to create any Python program in your system, first of all you are requiring to install that Python software. So as we have discussed, it is the open source. So you can directly get that Python software from the official website python.org, right? From that you can install that Python according to your operating system configuration. Then after you have to set environment variables to execute your Python code. So we will see this is the site python.org on which you have to download that particular Python. So here Python site, there is a tab called download. Here version will be available, the latest version for Python 3.13 that is available. Once you are clicking that, your software will be downloaded. Once it will download, you have to click that and it will ask you to execute one by one the steps that can be asked. Here you can observe that it will ask for install now and then after customize installation. So normally the typical installation that you have to follow, that is install now. Here there is one checkbox available that add Python to the path, or you can say that the add Python to that particular environment variable. So why this tick mark is required? So if you want to execute your Python code from any of the location that you are storing your Python program into your system, so if you are check mark this particular option, your Python path that will be automatically added to that particular environment variable. So you can check this and then after you can use typical installation, this install now. So it will take few minutes according to whatever the configuration of your system. Once it will be installed, you can use that particular Python environment. Now after installation, you are having multiple choice. Right now we are not installing any of the external IDE to create Python, right, program. You can use its inbuilt ID, that is ideally integrated development and learning environment, that is the Python shell. You can write any of the command and it will directly execute with the help of Python interpreter, right? So small commands you can execute directly with the interaction of the user. If you want to create some more lengthy command or lengthy program, in that case you have to create a file and you have to save that file with the extension .py, right? Now here setup is successfully completed. You can close the screen. Now Python is installed in our system. You can check with the Windows Start menu. Here you can observe Python ideally will be there. Then after Python interpreter or interactive command prompt, that is also available. We will see different ways to execute the Python program. First of all, we are clicking that ideally, that is the interactive shell available with the Python itself. So it is not required to install any additional ideally if you want to execute your Python code. If you are requiring some more advanced project, you are working on some more advanced project, then for sake of simplicity, you can install PyCharm or Jupyter Notebook or any other IDE for creating the Python program. But if you want to create some basic program, it is very interactive environment available with you. Now you can observe here, you can run any of the command here. Say for example, I am entering print hello. Then after press enter. So it will display the output immediately, right? So it is nothing but the interactive shell available with the Python software. Whenever you are installing this software Python, this will be available with you. If you want to create some more lengthy code, in that case you have to create a Python file, right? Say for example, here in the file you have to press new file. You can write here whatever the Python program. Say for example, comment section that starts with the hash sign. Here I can write first Python program. Then after I am writing a equal to 10. As you already aware, it is not required to declare data type in the Python because it is dynamically typed language. I am entering another value b equal to 20. I am adding both this value a plus b. Then I am printing that value with the help of print statement. So here I am using that particular statement. Then after sum. Now this file is created. Now you have to save this file because there are multiple line of code is there. You can save that file. Say for example first.py. That py extension is required because you have created the file, and with the help of this extension compiler will easily understand this code that is in the Python programming language. So you can see whenever you are saving this code, by default it will be available in whatever your C drive, administrator data, in local programs and Python 3.13. Here 3.13 indicates the Python version. Whatever the version, accordingly here the Python folder that will be created. Now I am saving this code at this location. Now you can execute by using the run menu. You can use run module. So here you can see the result sum equal to 30, right? So this is the first way we have seen with the help of ideally you can execute that Python program. Now second alternative, if you want to execute with the Python command interpreter, that is the black screen available. So in the Windows menu, you can see this is the Python prompt, or you can say that the Python command interpreter with 3 greater than sign is there. Now here you can write whatever the statement you want to execute. Just like in ideally we have seen, we can write here print, then after enter. So this is the another way to execute the Python with the help of Python interpreter, or you can say that the Python command prompt, right? You can write here, you define variable a b equal to 20, c equal to a plus b, and then after you can print the value of c, right? So this way one by one command that you can also write in particular line, or suppose you want to create a program with multiple lines. In that case, you can create a file and give the extension py at the time of saving, and then you can execute your code. This is the second alternative. Third alternative is there. You can use system prompt. That is Windows and R, whenever you are pressing this combination, you can write CMD. So now this is the command prompt of system. Mind well, these two command prompts are different. First command prompt that we have seen, that is the Python interpreter, and that is the prompt for the Python itself. Whenever you are installing the Python software, that prompt that is available with that particular Python. Now suppose you want to execute that particular Python program with this command prompt, that is called system prompt, right? In that case, as at the time of installation, we have ticked that particular path. So if you have added that particular path at the time of installation, in that case, at whatever the location your program resides, you can execute with the help of this system prompt, right? You can write here Python, so you can get idea. See, this Python prompt is already opened here, and you can execute your code here also. So these are the basic three ways by which you can execute the Python code. First is ideally, second is the Python interactive command prompt, third one is the system command prompt, right? Now we are concluding our session. In today's session, we have discussed basically some of the IDs that are available to execute the Python code. Then after, we have discussed basic applications that can be available to create with the help of Python program. And we have seen how to install that Python. You have to set environment variable by adding that path at the time of installation. And you can execute your Python code basically by using three ways. One is ideally, one is Python command prompt, that is interactive command prompt, and third one is the system prompt, right? Now in the next subsequent session, we will start with some advanced Python programming concepts. Till then, happy learning, keep practicing. Thank you.